Let's talk about one of the most stressful conversations happening in so many homes right now, the one about safety. You know the one. It often feels like you're just hitting a brick wall, right? Full of fear on your side and just total frustration on hers. But what if there was a way to change that? To turn that dead-end conversation into a shared plan you actually build together? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down right now.
Does this look, I don't know, a little too familiar? It's like a script they both know by heart. On one side, you have moms, and you're just trying to make sure she's okay with these reminders, right? Text me when you get there. Please don't walk alone. But on the other side, what your daughter hears is a lecture she's heard a million times. And the result? A complete and total communication shutdown.
And here's why it breaks down. It's because, be careful, as much as we mean it, isn't actually a plan. It's just a wish. It doesn't give her, or you, any real tools for what to do when something just feels off. So let's talk about how to swap that wish for a real, concrete plan.
And to do that, we have to get to the real heart of it. Because these arguments, they're not really about the curfew or walking to her car. They're about a much deeper, much more primal fear that, let's be honest, a lot of us parents carry around.
This right here, this is the question that keeps moms up at night. It's not about not trusting her. It's the fear of the unknown. It's the fear that in that critical moment, her brain would just stop. And you know what? That fear is valid. It's a natural thing to worry about the what-ifs.
And that fear, it creates this awful, painful cycle. Your anxiety comes out as lecturing, maybe even yelling. She feels misunderstood, so she just shuts down. You get the eye roll. And then you're left feeling even more worried, and absolutely nothing got solved. The cycle just repeats. And here's the key. When our brain has no map, no plan for a scary situation, its default response can be to freeze. It's not a character flaw, it's just biology.
Okay, so how do we break this cycle without just piling on more fear? It takes a really important shift in how we think about this, moving away from paranoia and toward preparedness.
Let's be really clear about what that means. Being paranoid is exhausting. It's seeing danger around every single corner. But being prepared, that's totally different. It's practical. It's about having a simple mental map, a go-to plan for those moments when your gut is screaming that something just isn't right.
And this is what being prepared actually looks like. It's not about learning a bunch of complicated fight moves. It's about building 3 simple core habits. First, noticing those subtle signs a little bit earlier. Second, making a decision to act faster. And third, feeling like you have the power to actually use your voice. That's it. That's the simple framework everything else is built on.
So that sounds good, but how do you actually put it into practice? Well, the real power here comes from turning it into a plan that you build together, side by side, instead of it being just another lecture from a parent. First things first, it's about understanding and normalizing that freeze response. You know, if you've ever frozen up or wondered why didn't I say something, that wasn't weakness. That was just your brain slamming the survival alarm without a clear plan of what to do next. And remember this, your brain's #1 job is to keep you alive. It's not to keep you polite. We have to work with that instinct, not fight against it.
So what does working with your brain look like? It means giving it that mental map so it can recognize what's going on. It means having those simple rules to guide your next move. And it even means having the words ready to go when you don't know what to say. It's all about building a personal safety plan that actually fits into your real life.
This whole approach gives your brain better options that actually line up with its natural survival modes. You get simple rules for when it's time to leave, that's your flight response. You get simple scripts for how to speak up and set a boundary, that's a non-physical fight response. And you get tools to help you reset and get moving again if you do freeze.
And here it is. This is the real game changer. You don't just hand this off to your daughter and say, good luck. You do it together. You build the plans, you learn the language, and you have these conversations in a structured, calm way, not in the middle of a panic.
And that collaboration, that's what changes everything at home. It's how you get out of the yelling matches and the eye rolls and into real conversations built on mutual respect. It's how you build a family culture where safety is a skill, not just a constant source of anxiety.
So you might be wondering if this approach is the right fit for your family, and that's a great question. Let's talk about what this is, and just as important, what this isn't.
Okay, this is for you if you're a mom who is just tired of being so afraid. It's for young women who know that awful feeling of freezing up and want to feel more confident. And it's for families who are just ready for a practical plan. Now, what it's not a martial arts course. It's not about learning Hollywood fight scenes. And this is really important. It is not a 100% guarantee of safety.
It's so important to remember that no system, no plan can be a 100% guarantee. The goal here is practical preparedness, building the skills, the confidence, and the options to handle whatever comes your way.
Now, I can almost hear what you're thinking. You've probably got some of those but what if questions popping into your head right now, and that is completely normal. So let's just tackle some of the most common ones head on.
Okay, what if you're worried about scaring her? Remember this, not knowing what to do is what's scary. Having a clear plan actually reduces fear. What if you're just expecting major eye rolls? The key is, this is different because you're doing it with her, not lecturing at her. What if you're thinking, but I'm not a fighter? That's okay. This isn't about being a fighter, it's about being a leader of yourself. And finally, if you're worried you just won't know what to say, well, that's what the scripts are for. We literally give you the words for when you need them the most.
So if you feel ready to move past all that fear and frustration, let's talk about the very first step you can take toward having a completely new kind of conversation in your family.
It really all comes down to this. It's time to stop just wishing she'll be careful and start building the actual skills that create real, lasting confidence. If you're ready to start building those skills, your next step is really straightforward. You can find out everything you need to know about the Feel Safe Now system by just clicking the link down in the description. And listen, you don't have to figure all of this out at once. Keep it simple. The very first action is just to enroll, and then find a little bit of time to sit down and watch the first module together sometime this week. That's it. That's how you start. So, I'll just leave you with this question to think about. If you make the decision right now that fear is not going to run this show anymore, what kind of new, more productive, more empowering conversation could you and your daughter start maybe even as soon as this week?